What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a 2006 Honda Accord V6. Customer states the battery light is on. Most of the time it's the alternator, but we're going to verify that, and the customer's already supplied the part, so let's get into it. So normal charging voltage is usually between 13.2 and 14.5. Obviously, battery is just charging. It's at 11.8. So right here at the battery, we're going to check one more spot. We're going to go directly to the alternator, the B terminal, just to make sure there isn't some issue between the battery and alternator. Alright, same thing, battery's still discharging. If you want to go a little bit further into the diagnosis, because there is a control side to the alternator, the black and white wire should have a source voltage on it. We're at 11.8, which is good. And some of the other control sides have 5 volts, which can be normal, and then one might be a ground, so that looks good. Before we get into it, we're going to go ahead and just take the battery out, because we got it disconnected anyway. The battery is discharged because the alternator went bad. We're going to charge it while we're doing replacing the alternator. Then when we're ready to go back in with it, it'll have a fresh charge on it. We're going to remove the plastic engine cover. We're going to go ahead and disconnect the radiator fan and remove the coolant reservoir, because we are going to remove the cooling fan to give us more room. So this could vary for a lot of people. There's a lot of plastic clips, and there's 10 millimeters, but this plastic gets damaged a lot. There's a 13, 110, and it's half broken, so it'll vary, but we're going to try to remove just the plastic clips and get to the lower radiator fan bolts. This one I like to back out just a couple turns because it is slotted, and then you can just pull the radiator up out after that. Okay, this one's already broken, but there is a plastic wire connector right here, but there's also a connector that is mounted to the radiator fan. That is for the AC compressor. And then we should be able to pull the fan up after that. All right, we already left our control connector unplugged. We're going to remove this 10, and then we're going to disconnect the B terminal cable. Serpentine belt tensioner is a 14 millimeter. Kind of want to keep in mind where your ratchet's at, because the pulley wants to kind of have a long swing, and it can bind up your ratchet or wrench. Upper alternator bowl is a 12 millimeter. And sometimes removing this bracket out of the way can give you just a little extra room. So the lower bolt is a 14 millimeter. I have a shallow and like a 1 inch extension. It's a little bit shorter than a deep socket. Out she comes. So preparing the remanufactured alternator, I like to push the slide pin out as much as possible. It helps to ease the installation, and then the bolt goes in this side. So we're gonna knock it back out a little bit. So we got a new belt, and before putting the alternator back in, just trying to save us a little time, we're going to see if we can partially reroute it with the alternator still out. The belt's got some micro cracks in it, so work the alternator back in. Okay, so we have the lower bolt. It's not tight, it is flush. And we're going to go ahead and install the upper bracket and bolt. All right, upper mount and bolts are tight. We're going to tighten up the lower mount. All right, alternator's in place and tightened down. We're going to reinstall the harness. Next thing is install the serpentine belt. All right, we'll install the radiator fan. We're going to make sure we hook it on our lower bolt. Lower radiator fan bolt. You should have to snug it up. Okay, we'll reconnect the battery. All right, 13.9, that's what I want to see. Last part is the little beauty cover. You just twist and lock. All right, that wraps up another one. This job was fairly easy. But tell us what you think about the video in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I didn't put on deodorant today.